this activity, they are the cycle-based master group. That means that they are not all together all the time. They are not working at the university. They work at very different places in Estonia, and then they come together in the weekends to study at the university. And usually what the students say is that this possibility that they work and at the same time they come to study and get these new experiences with technologies, this enriches very much their like a point of views, because they are all different. The different ages also. Our students usually in this, especially in this curriculum, they are already like past 30s. So they are, some were quite elderly, like in the 50s, some are in the 30s. Yeah, I think that in this activity, this possibility to engage other type of people comes through how they start to use this system later on. That many of them saw the opportunities for the youth work, for example, or for the work in the communities, or for the work with their museums to do something similar. Plus, actually, the actual experience is that although the country is very digitalized, we have digital heritage, it is not so easy to put this digital heritage for interaction to the people. There are still limitations that are technical limitations on the cultural data properties. I think innovative is opening up cultural data that will be used for interaction. That the countries invest so much money to preserve this heritage, to have it in digital format, but not enough is invested to make it reusable. So that people themselves have the competency to make it reusable. I think it's so easy to do it with such tools, with this innovation approach, that it really should be scaled up, that people themselves can enrich their communities and make such smart places for them to learn and to experience.
You have mentioned one, the difficulty to understand the mindset of experts in digital heritage, perhaps, and the lack of opening or lack of understanding other ways of using digital heritage artifacts, as the one you mentioned, by introducing interaction. Do you see other challenges?
One challenge is that these kind of games that you do outdoors, for this you need smartphones or smart devices. Not everyone have those smart devices. They use different modes for connecting with each other. But I think that everyone, also the elderly people, would be very interested to engage differently with this cultural heritage, using also some digital modes that they just don't know that such modes even exist. So it's like a possibility to create storytelling outdoors, and I can see that we could create very interesting educational opportunities, not only for formal education, but for many groups of people with this type of approach. Generally, this type of tools exist already for some time to do the scavenger hunts or missions outdoors. there are a set of different tools, or you can combine the tools to do such scenarios. So I think it's more like the approach, what is applicable, the approach that we have the need to open up the data that have been collected into the heritage places. And usually these digital heritage institutions themselves don't see the need. They see that their goal is to preserve, or that their goal may be to do educational activity within their institution, but not opening it up to the public completely, so that people can create a smart city where they can interact with the cultural heritage and repurpose it. So I think this repurposing of cultural heritage for everyone is the really behind this activity that is applicable everywhere.
Yes, and I see much possibilities for tourism, to do like tourism roads for different peoples from Estonia and from another countries, and this may be like very innovative and attractive to learn some facts about places. When we watch the museum like today, we don't think about the history, and the younger people maybe don't know absolutely what it was like 20 years ago or 50 years ago, what names it has, and how it looks like. I don't know. It must be very interesting to learn history too about objects.
Mm-hmm. Especially in city space.
Yes, the old town and other places that what was there before it grows to bigger city, like I don't know. The history is very big, very long, and we may learn something about it. I learned that the innovation technologies must be used for usual people too, and andragogs or ICT people must bring it to people masses, like much more than it is in use today. When I must teach adults or children or youngers, I think it's very possible to use, because all that people are using now gadgets, telephones, tablets, and it may be online or offline learning. We don't must to contact with students. We just do it in online, and they will have or maps, their roads, their info of the objects, and it will be great, I think. they must be like people who can use smart devices, and I hope that the older people soon will be use it like much more than today.